Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just for the Love of Reading, where we read books to inspire, motivate, and empower. Today's book in our book club series is The Violin Conspiracy by Brandon Slocumb. So our story's protagonist is Ray McMillan, a classical violinist whose violin is stolen about a month before the Tchaikovsky competition, which is considered to be the most prestigious classical music competition in the world. Now, there's a few reasons why someone would want to get their hands on this violin. This violin has sentimental value to Ray, as it once belonged to his great-great-grandfather, who passed it on to his granddaughter, Nora, who passed it on to her grandson, Ray. So this violin has been in Ray's family for generations, and so it holds great sentimental value. This violin is also a Stradivarius violin, and it is worth millions of dollars. So that is also an important factor. It is worth so much and it's so valuable that Ray doesn't really know who to trust. He doesn't know whether it could be a family member that's stolen his violin, whether it could be, outsiders who are claiming that the violin in fact belongs to their family. So at this point, Ray doesn't really know who has his violin. So the reader wants to know, will Ray get his violin in time for the competition? Who steals Ray's violin? And will Ray win at the Tchaikovsky competition? One of the things that I really, really liked about this novel is the theme of family lineage. As I mentioned, this violin once belonged to Ray's great-great-grandfather, Leon Marx, also known as Pop Pop. And Pop Pop passed this on to his granddaughter, Nora, who then Grandma Nora passed it on to her grandson, Ray. And so just that entire family lineage really was important, a very important concept in the novel and one that I appreciated. Now, the thing about Pop Pop was that he was a slave, and his mother taught him to play the violin so that he can entertain his slave master. And so this violin gave Pop Pop value because it allowed him to stay inside the house closer to the slave master, slave owner, and it didn't allow him to work in the field. So it definitely gave Pop Pop value. And so we see how this transcends to Ray as he masters the violin, how it's able to change the trajectory of his life, his own social and economic status. And not only that, he's able to use his skill of knowing how to play the violin to really help his family financially. And we see throughout the novel that Ray supports his mother and his aunts and his uncles, and he really does take care of his family financially. So I really, really appreciated that part in the novel. Now, the reader soon learns that Ray does not have the best relationship with his mother, and I'll get to that later. What I do want to touch on is Ray's relationship with his grandmother, Nora, who is a source of unconditional love and support to Ray. And she instills a lot of wisdom, life lessons into Ray. And one of the things that she instills in Ray is to always show others respect, no matter what the situation is. Even if respect is not given back to him, he needs to show people respect. And she tells Ray this as Ray is experiencing a lot of, discrimination, racism, and prejudice. It's taking a toll on him, and he confides in his grandmother, who gives him this beautiful advice of always showing people respect no matter what the situation is. And we learn that Grandma Nora, in fact, got this lesson from Pop Pop, who, despite being a slave and witnessing horrible things happen to his family members, and as a slave being treated, in a way that's less than human, he always showed his slave owner and those around him respect. And so just to know that Grandmother Nora received that valuable life lesson from her grandfather and then pass it on to Ray, it's just so beautiful to me, just beautiful. And we see throughout the novel that Ray really does his best to uphold that and really treat others with respect no matter what happens to him. And so I really, really appreciate that part in the story. All right, so let's get to Ray's mom. Now, I just want to start off by saying that I believe that every child deserves to have the unconditional love and support of their mother and father. However, I just want to touch on why I feel Ray's mom is the way she is and why she treats her son Ray the way that she does. From my point of view, I believe that Ray's mom is a bitter woman who life's disappointments and choices, really leads her down to a miserable path. And we see that she projects this onto Ray, just her anger, and just the way she talks to him. We see that she is, just really unhappy and really bitter. And I feel that she's that way for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that I think that Ray's mom is in survival mode. They're in a small community in North Carolina, and she's just trying to make ends meet. She's trying to survive. She's trying to find a way to make it day by day. And we see this as she encourages Ray to finish high school quickly, get his GED and work out Popeyes so that he can bring money in for the family. Now, nothing is wrong with working at Popeyes. However, as the reader, we see Ray's love and passion for the violin, and we see the steps that he's taking to master this craft. And so for his mom to encourage him to just, go and work at Popeyes makes, as the reader, I wondered, well, why wouldn't you want your son to just do better for himself, especially being so young, where he has dreams that he could pursue. However, in survival mode, I just feel that Ray's mother just is in survival mode, and so she needed to see immediate results. She needed some money to come in, and the thought of her son playing the violin didn't seem practical, especially in the environment that she's in, because nobody else was really doing anything big or major in that way. So it's hard for people to see dreams for themselves or for others if they don't see it around them. And so I just believe that all these things combined really contributes to Ray's mother's behavior in the way that she treats her son. What I do admire is that Ray continues to show his mother love and support. He respects her. He continues to support her no matter where he is in his life, and that is just so beautiful to see as well. So, what did I learn from this novel? Let's see. One thing that I appreciated about this novel is Ray's love for classical music, and it's given me a greater appreciation for classical music and just the violin as a whole, and just what a beautiful instrument it is. And the reader sees Ray's connection to the violin and his love for playing it and for appreciating the music. And these pieces that he plays, these musical pieces that Ray plays, are from Mozart, right? And they date back to the 1700s, and they've been around for centuries, and it's just so beautiful to see Ray's appreciation for classical music, his appreciation for the art of music, for the violin, and it's given me a greater appreciation for that. How was I inspired? Oh wow. Ray's dedication to mastering playing the violin really supports the notion, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? And we see that Ray practices and practices and practices, and he really does it throughout his days, from high school to when he becomes a young adult. We really see how he dedicates himself to mastering his craft. And I first heard it from Beyonce, who said that it takes about 10,000 hours to master a craft. And I believe that Ray embodied this, and we see how much time he puts into learning the violin, and how far it takes him. And it's just so inspiring, so motivational to see that. And even the 6 months leading up to Ray's performance at the competition, we see how much effort he puts in. He spends a 6 months day and night really practicing. And this just holds true to all of us, that consistency is key, and anything that we want to improve ourselves in, we just have to continue to be consistent and practice and trust the process. And so I really took that lesson, that keep on going, don't give up. Consistency is key, and especially when you love something, and you have a passion for something, it definitely makes the journey a lot easier. So I really enjoyed reading this novel. If you are looking for a novel that is a crime mystery novel that focuses, the foundation of it all is classical music, and if you're looking for a novel that really focuses on family dynamics, the good, the bad, this is the novel for you. The Violin Conspiracy by Brandon Slocumb. So, I'd like to hear your thoughts. What inspired you most about Ray's character, and what did you take from his experience and his story? And also, what are your views on Ray's mother? Why is she like that towards her son? What are your thoughts? I'd really like to hear. I'd like to see them, so that we can all learn from one another. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Bye.